I've been a Phoenix police officer for about 5.5 years. Prior to an officer, I was actually a hairdresser for 9 years. I had worked at a hair salon in high school, so I thought, that's something that I could do. About a couple years into doing hair, I quickly realized that I just wasn't passionate about it at all. So I enrolled myself at Estrella Mountain Community College and started my criminal justice studies there. A lot of my instructors were either former or current law enforcement officers, and it was really them who inspired me to want to become a police officer. So I got my associates in administration of justice studies at Estrella, went on to NAU to get my bachelor's in public administration. I graduated in December 2015, and by February 2016, I was hired on by the Phoenix Police Department.
Out of a very, very large class, she was voted exemplary recruit. So she had influence and inspired and the respect of all of her peers. She was in the top 5 in academics. She was the #1 female recruit in physical fitness. But sometimes people that win those things are arrogant, are cocky, and she wasn't. She was very humble and she helped people. We're trying to see who really wants to be there. And she was a recruit that really wanted to be there. She had the respect of her peers. She had the respect of the staff, and it showed in her day-to-day activities as a recruit because people looked up to her.
After that, I went on to the Mountain View Precinct where I completed my field training. After field training, I went on to my first squad, the 73 George Squad, which was an amazing first squad for me to go to, but it was short-lived because we had a citywide rebid. And there I found myself at a new home, Cactus Park Precinct.
I just remember going on a few calls and just being a backup for Katelin and her partner. And I could just tell at that moment that Katelin had like that one quality you just know that's going to make her a really great officer. She was kind, she was caring, but yet she had that side that when she needed to get after it, she could get after it. And it was really impressive. And from that moment when I started being out there with the officers, she really made a positive impression on me.
I spent a few years in patrol, and then an opportunity presented itself for me to go to our community action squad.
The community action team in general, all the police precincts have them, and these officers are designated to kind of address long-term solutions to concerns within the community.
I feel protected in my own home, and I am grateful to the Phoenix Police Department.
Laverne Cole. She's such a sweet lady. So it initially came to me as an email from a patrol officer.
Patrol officers had been responding to calls at this address, at Miss Cole's address, for the better part of, I think, the part of the day and into the evening, where Miss Cole, if I'm not mistaken, believed that people were coming up, either trying to burglarize or knocking on her door and coming in, and she was not, she was very concerned about what was going on.
There were no vehicles parked in the driveway. There was nothing on the patio. The house appeared vacant.
So the patrol officers recognized this was something that potentially the community action team might be able to assist with. They reached out to Officer Carnahan.
My squad mates and I and my sergeant a few days later went back to her house, and we installed motion sensor lights on the front yard and the backyard. So I was driving home from work that day, and I was thinking, maybe we should go to Home Depot and get her some potted plants to put in her front yard. And no joke, I drive down my street and I see some beautiful potted plants left on the street as if they were there for like bulk trash pickup. So I went and I knocked on the door and I said, "Excuse me, are you actually discarding these?" And she goes, "Yeah, we don't have any use for them. I got some new ones." And I was like, "Do you mind if I take them?" She goes, "No, absolutely." She goes, "In fact, I have a couple more in the backyard if you want them." So I was like, this is perfect.
So Kate was the driving force behind getting all of that together and then helping install it. And then, of course, in Officer Carnahan fashion, if I'm not mistaken, she also got a birthday cake for Mrs. Cole as well.
A lot of people talk about making a difference. And for me, talk is cheap unless you back it up. She truly wants to make a difference, and she goes out each and every day and tries to make a difference.
I just love making those positive contacts with the community on a daily basis.
She is one of my favorite recruits. I might even get choked up talking about this, but she really is one of the favorite recruits I've ever had. And working with people like that make it special.
Kate in particular is always looking for a way to do, a little extra when she can to help better the community.
She personifies what a Phoenix police officer should be.
What's rewarding to me is you never truly know when you're making an impact on someone's life, but I try to make, all my contacts as positive as possible.
Congratulations, Officer Katelin Carnahan, on receiving the Community Advocate Award. As a community action officer, you know how important it is to have relationships with our community, and you've been a shining example of the epitome of being a wonderful community action officer. Congratulations on receiving your award.